A very good morning, dear children. Today we are going to see the remaining part of the chapter number 2, Health and Diseases. So let us see first of all some important diseases of present days. In that, first of all, we will see, children, can you tell question answers first? How can we observe personal hygiene? So for that, we have to consider the following points. First point, one should have good habits of personal cleanliness. Means we have to clean our body first. Then second, never to defecate or urinate in the open. Littering of the place should never be done. Garbage and unwanted materials should not be randomly thrown and not to spit in the open places. Means we have to not to urinate or not to litter in the open place, and garbage and unwanted materials are there. Okay, means unuseful substances that we have to throw properly, means not randomly we have to throw. Then spitting in the open areas, that should not be done from our side. The third, we should always remember to isolate us when we are sick. Means when we are not keeping well. So that time we have to isolate. Means we have to not to come in contact with other persons from our family also. And then we have to isolate ourselves. Then fourth is the food which we take should be safe and healthy. So whichever food we are eating, so that food should be safe and healthy. Fruits and vegetables should be washed clean before consuming. Means before preparation of or before eating fruits or vegetables, that should be properly washed. Then sixth point is the water should be filtered and boiled before drinking. So whichever potable water is there from our house also, that water should be properly boiled and properly filtered, and then only we have to drink. Then seventh point, the food that we consume should be homemade, clean, hygienically prepared and covered to avoid infections. So whichever food we are preparing at home or we are prepared at home, that should be from homemade only, means not from the outside. Then it should be clean and it should be properly covered for avoiding infections. Now second question, why should we drink boiled water in rainy season? So we know, children, when we have seen information about diseases, so that time we understood that most of the diseases we are getting from contaminated water only. And during rainy season, the water from surrounding regions seep into the water bodies, which may supply us drinking water. Means rainy water that is mixing in the drinking water, and this turbid water is mixed in potable water and makes it contaminated water and can cause typhoid, hepatitis, diarrhea, etc. So when this rainwater is going in the drinking water, then due to that this drinking water or potable water also becomes contaminated, and from that water there is a chances to get diseases just like typhoid, hepatitis and diarrhea. Drinking water should be germ free, disinfected and clean. By boiling the water, all the germs are killed, and therefore during rainy season, water should be boiled before drinking. And we know, children, after boiling, the germs from the water can be killed. And due to that, in rainy season, we have to use boiled water only for drinking. Now let us take information about disease dengue. Mosquitoes lay eggs in waterlogged places and thereby their population increases. So mosquitoes are laying eggs in the waterlogged places, and due to that, from these eggs, there is a formation of more mosquitoes, and due to that, population of mosquitoes increases. So, from different species of mosquito, there is a spreading of different diseases. So, dengue, this disease is caused by mosquito Aedes aegypti, And this disease is caused by DEN14 virus. Okay, so this disease is caused by DEN14 virus, and that is belonging to the type flavivirus. Now children, let us see symptoms of this dengue. So due to dengue, there is a acute fever and headache and vomiting also. Okay, fever is coming, that is fever temperature becomes high fever. Okay, then pains in eye socket is very prominent symptom. So there is a pain in the eye socket, that is most important symptom of this dengue. Decrease in platelet count, that may lead to internal hemorrhage, and due to this there is a decrease in the platelets count and there is a internal hemorrhage, means internal bleeding also in our body. So these are the main symptoms of dengue. Instead of that, headache is there, joint pain is there, vomiting, then bone pain, muscle rash, muscle pain, like that symptoms are also there for this dengue. Now, next topic is observe and discuss. In that, one picture is given in the textbook, children, and for that we can study the reasons and preventive measures for this dengue. So, first of all, we will see which are the main reasons for spreading this dengue. So, first, one picture is shown, that is of water tank. So, in that there is a reproduction of breeding of mosquitoes in tank, because there is a stored water is there, and in that stored water in the tank there is a reproduction, means they are producing their young ones with the help of eggs. Okay, mosquitoes are laying eggs, and with the help of there is a more population of mosquitoes can increase. Now second is urns and utensils accumulation of water in man-made containers cause breeding of Aedes mosquitoes. So suppose in that urns and utensils there is a stored water is there, and that is from many days. Then in that also these mosquitoes can lay eggs and they can breed the mosquito, that is Aedes mosquitoes. Now third is water cooler. In case of water cooler also there is a stored water is there, and in that also this Aedes aegypti mosquito can lay eggs, and from that also there is a spreading of this dengue disease. Now when there is a these types of things are there, how that dengue can means we can spread the dengue with the help of this water tank, then urns, utensils or water cooler. Then from that this infection can get to babies, small babies, and from that it can spread to other persons also. So these are the reasons for dengue. Now let us see which are the preventive measures for this controlling dengue disease. So first is using mosquito coils to repel them. So we have to use mosquito coils to reduce the mosquito or to kill the mosquito. Now second is fumigation by insecticide. So we have to use fumicides, that is fumigation by insecticide, means to kill these mosquitoes we have to use this fumigation. Now next is guppies can control the larvae. So in the stored water such as canals are there, river is there, in that we have to keep guppy. Okay, guppy fish, that is a type of fish, and then we will send these guppies in the water storage devices, that is such as a river or these canals. Then what happens, these guppies have capacity, they are controlling the larvae, that larvae are formed from the mosquito only, so we can control this dengue also. Now next is, do you know malaria is caused by female anopheles while elephantiasis due to female culex. So malaria is caused by the mosquito female anopheles, and this elephantiasis means what, in this disease there is a swelling on the leg just like elephant's leg, and this elephantiasis can be caused due to the mosquito female culex. Now, anopheles grow in clean water while culex in dirty or sewage water. So, anopheles mosquito, they are growing in the clean water, while culex, this mosquito can grow in dirty or sewage water. Now next disease is swine flu. So reasons of infection we will see first. Infection for swine flu occurs through pigs and humans. So this swine flu disease can occur through pigs and humans. Viruses of swine flu are spread through secretions of nose, throat and saliva. So this swine flu virus can spread through the secretion of nose, throat and saliva. Now let us see which are the symptoms of this swine flu. So first main symptom of swine flu is difficulty in breathing. Means the patient cannot breathe properly, or if it is breathing, that person is breathing, but there will be difficulty for breathing. Then second symptom is sore throat and body pains. Sore throat means there is a pain in the throat, or sometimes there is a irritation in the throat, and there is a body pain also. Instead of this, there are some normal functions of this swine flu also, such as coughing, fatigue means there is a total weakness to that patient, sneezing, headache, sore throat and muscle ache also. Okay, and in this swine flu there is a high fever is also coming. These are the normal symptoms of this swine flu. Now let us see diagnosis of swine flu. So for diagnosis of swine flu, the liquid from the throat of patient is sent in laboratory, and this liquid can be checked in the institute, that is National Institute of Virology, NIV Pune, and National Institute of Communicable Diseases, that is NICD, in Delhi. So these are the diagnostic facilities for swine flu. Now, do you know, children, first case of swine flu was reported in Mexico in 2009. This first patient of swine flu that observed in the country Mexico, that is in 2009. Swine flu is caused by the virus influenza A, that is H1N1. Persons who come in contact with pigs can contract this disease. So the person, those who are coming in contact with pigs, that person can get this swine flu. Now let us see, children, next disease, that is AIDS. Long form of AIDS disease is acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. So this disease is caused by HIV, that is human immunodeficiency virus. So in this disease, patients suffer from various diseases due to progressive weakening of natural immunity. So in this disease, patient has getting many diseases, okay, and due to that, that patient is becoming weak. Diagnosis of AIDS cannot be confirmed without test in medical laboratories. So for the diagnosis of AIDS, okay, so for that we have to go in the laboratories only, okay, or that patient has to go in the laboratory, he has to test in the laboratory, then only that can be confirmed whether that person has AIDS or not. ELISA test is used for its proper diagnosis. So for the AIDS detection, they are using ELISA test. So long form of ELISA is enzyme-linked immunosorbent assay, and it is a commonly used laboratory test to detect antibodies in the blood. So in the ELISA test, that can be given to that patient, or it can be tested to detect how much antibodies are there in the patient's blood. So what is meant by antibody, children? So antibody is a protein produced by body's human system when it detects harmful substances called antigens. So antibody is nothing but protein, and that is produced by body's immune system, and when it detects harmful substances, that is called as antigens. So due to this, symptoms of AIDS are person specific, means symptoms for AIDS are not that much specific, means that is variable according to person. Now always remember, AIDS does not occur due to touching to and sharing the food with HIV infected person, or by nursing the HIV patient. So this AIDS cannot be occur due to touching or sharing the food with HIV infected person or by taking care of that HIV patient. Our behavior with HIV infected person must be normal, and due to that our behavior with HIV infected person should be normal. Now, do you know HIV was first reported in an African species of monkey? According to National AIDS Control Program, and on AIDS, 80 to 85% HIV infections in India occur through unsafe sexual contact. So, first case of HIV that reported in the African species monkey. Okay, and according to this National AIDS Program, 80 to 85 percentage HIV infection or 80 to 85% persons in India are due to unsafe sexual contact. So, due to that, safe sexual contact should be important in case of this HIV infection. Now let us see next topic, that is infections through animals. Now children, we have seen there are some infectious diseases that we are getting from person to person or from human beings only. But there are some infections or there are some diseases that person has getting or that we are getting from animals also. So let us study all these diseases. But before that we have to solve can you tell question answers. Which measures are taken at your home to control the rats? So for controlling rat, we have to take more precaution because rat is a notorious animal. Notorious means he is very harmful animal and he is very famous for that. Okay, and this animal or rat is disturbing the domestic environment by chewing and destroying different objects. So for controlling rats, we have to keep the home neat and clean. And second thing, we have to use rat killers and mouse traps to kill the rat or to catch the rat. Repair and fill all the holes which mouse uses for its movement. So we have to fill the holes from our houses. Suppose any leakage is there or any hole is there to wall, then we have to repair it or we have to fill the holes with the help of some things so that that mouse cannot go inside the hole. So these steps will surely decrease the rat problems in domestic areas. Now second question, why is it necessary to care about health of domestic dogs, cats and birds? Now domestic animals and pets, these are susceptible to infective diseases just like humans. So all these domestic animals such as dogs, cats and birds, they are getting some infectious diseases also just like human beings. Some animals can also act as carriers or vectors of different diseases. And some animals are carriers or they are vectors for different diseases also. So due to their sickness, there is possibility of passing such infections to us. And if these animals are sick, then there is a chances that this disease or whichever disease they got, that can transfer to us also. These animals cannot explain their pain and suffering, and thus only we should understand and care for health of our pet dogs, cats or birds. These animals cannot explain their pain or something suffering from any pain or they are not keeping well, like that they cannot explain. So our behavior should be there so that we can understand and take care of their health in case of these dogs, cats or birds. So this is necessary to care about health of domestic dogs, cats and birds. Now third question, is there any relation between pigeons, stray animals and human health? So due to pigeons, the respiratory diseases can be transmitted. Asthma and allergic diseases are said to be linked with the pigeons. Okay, so asthma or some allergic diseases that is linked with the pigeons. The feathers and dropping of pigeons can cause such reactions and affect our health. So this pigeon has habit to drop their feathers, okay, and that can cause infections to our health also. Stray animals do not have any owner, okay. Stray animals are likewise, they are roaming here and there, and they are not having any owner. Some of the stray animals are carriers of rabies. Their bite may cause transmission of rabies to human. Okay, some stray animals, they are the carriers of disease rabies, and from this, if these carriers of stray animals can cause the transmission of rabies to humans also. So the health of humans is thus at danger due to pigeons and stray animals. So due to that, health of these humans is very danger due to these pigeons and stray animals. Now fourth question, what are the effects of rats, cockroaches on human health? So rat and cockroaches are carriers of deadly bacteria and viruses, and since they do live in gutters also, and these rats and cockroaches are living most of the time in gutters also. The crawl through sewage and became the carrier of many disease cause germs which have adverse effect on human health. So they can crawl through sewage water also, and they can bring many diseases from their germs also, and that can affect on our human health also. Salmonella typhi, which is found in cockroaches, that causes typhoid. Poliomyelitis, which mainly cause polio disease, and that is found in insects. Okay, so they are also a main causes for causing dysentery. Okay, and from these cockroaches or rats, there is a chances to get disease dysentery also. So due to that, there are many adverse effects of rats, cockroaches on human health. Now let us take information about disease rabies. So rabies is a viral disease. It occurs due to the bite of infected dog, rabbit, monkey, cat, etc. Virus enters the brain via neuron. So this virus of rabies that can enter the brain through the neuron. Hydrophobia is one of the important symptom of this disease. Okay, so hydrophobia, that is the main important symptom of this disease rabies. In this case, in hydrophobia, patient shows extreme fear for water. Okay, so patient is fearing water extremely, and that is the main cause of rabies, or that is the symptom for this hydrophobia. Rabies is a fatal disease, and sometimes this rabies disease cause, that is death also, that is causing death, fatal disease. However, fatality can be prevented by timely vaccination before onset of symptoms. But this fatality or cause of death can be prevented by timely vaccination before onset of symptoms. Means before getting this rabies symptoms, we can take vaccine, then we can prevent this fatality or death also. Symptoms start to appear within 90 to 175 days of dog bite. Means once the dog is biting, then after that, after 90 to 175 days, that symptoms of rabies can start. Now let us see main symptoms of this rabies. Fever has getting 2 to 12 weeks. Then exaggeration in behavior. Exaggeration means what? Dramatic behavior, or whichever things they want to explain, they are explaining better than that or worse than whichever real thing is there. So such type of symptom is called as exaggeration in behavior. Means they are behaving just like dramatically. Okay. Then hydrophobia means in this they are fearing water tremendously. Now Instead of this, there are some normal symptoms of rabies, that is headache, then temperature is increasing, loss of appetite, means not to eat anything, they are feeling not to eat anything, then weakness, vomiting, diarrhea. These are the normal symptom for this rabies. Now let us see questions. Can you tell why the animal cage and their living places should not be near the kitchen? The animal's cage and living places must be placed far away from the kitchen because they may cause waste during cooking. Then there are some parasites on the animal's skin, hair, animal's residues are also present in the cage, okay, and they may fall into the food items prepared in the kitchen, okay. Then the living place of animals as well as birds remains dirty always due to the spilling of food items fed to them and acts as factory of germs, and many times their living place of animals that is dirty only because they are spilling the food, and due to that they are causing the factory of germs, means from that there are formation of many germs. They may easily poison the food and make it unfit for human consumption, and these animals may cause that food poison also because that is not fit for human consumption, okay. There are possibilities that the heat from the kitchen may cause harm to the animal too. And in the kitchen, if their cage or living place is there, then may they get hurt from kitchen also, because in the kitchen many times hot things are there. So from these hot things, they can get hurt also. So due to that, all reasons, the animal's cage and their living places should be far away from the kitchen. Now, second question, depending upon which symptoms rabies can be identified. So, rabies can be identified with the help of following symptoms. First, the patient fear water. Okay, patient is extremely fearing to water. Rabies can be caused by a virus that affects the central nervous system, particularly causing inflammation in the brain. So, this rabies can be caused by a virus and that is affecting to our central nervous system and particularly causing inflammation in the brain, and sometimes that affects on the brain also. Then, in case of this rabies disease, that fever is coming the, till about 2 to 12 weeks, and that is also called as incubation period. So in that timing that fever can come 2 to 12 weeks, okay. Then the rabies begins with the symptoms like fever, muscle weakness and tingling also. Tingling means decrease in the ability to feel, or there is a no sense of pressure or texture, means they are not understanding any texture or any feeling regarding any object or anything. That is called as a tingling behavior will be there in case of this rabies disease. Thank you children for watching the video and for your attention.